Welcome to the LeadHerSuite Podcast, hosted by Karlyn D. Henderson. The LeadHerSuite Podcast serves as a champion experience for high-achieving executive women, helping her navigate the complexities of leadership and conquer internal and external, female-specific challenges to become a confident and influential leader aligned with God's design in femininity leadership. If you are ready to break free from self-monitoring, burnout, and broken beliefs to move towards sustainable femininity leadership, then you are in the right space. And now, here's your host, Karlyn D. Henderson.
Hello, everyone. This is Karlyn D. Henderson, and welcome to the LeadHerSuite Podcast. I am so glad that you are here. I do apologize for the delay, just having some problems technically, but I am going to move forward just the same. So today I'm going to jump right into our topic today. It's really important for you to know and to understand what we're talking about as far as the glitch and understanding what is affecting executive women in team meetings and board meetings alike. In a recent conversation with a female leader, one executive leader confessed behind closed doors, I started to stammering. I couldn't think straight. I didn't trust what I was saying verbally for fear of coming out wrong, what my peers may think or what my team may think of me. This was a problem for this female leader, and it's only getting worse, as she shared. One of the challenges that we have, if you're listening to this, you can potentially relate. If you are a high achieving executive senior woman in your organization, a nonprofit, or a business leader, you manage multi-million dollar profit and loss budgets. You manage a staff anywhere from 10 to 50 people. You are expected to manage high stake pressure without breaking a sweat. And you do. But all of a sudden you start stammering, stuttering. You are freezing up. You're overthinking every single word before you speak. You feel like you are losing. You're losing your edge. And the stammering, the stuttering, the overthinking, and the freezing collectively are called, or what I call, the glitch. It is sabotaging your leadership. And if you are glitching in meetings and in board rooms, I must share with you, this is not about competency. You are very competent in what you do. For the real issue is, it's about capacity. You are experiencing what I like to call the quiet crack. Let's get brutally honest about what is actually going on in your meetings or in the boardroom. You are spending 40% of your brain power in the capacity of always checking your tone and filtering your words. Another senior director recently shared with me the reality of the quiet crack. These are her words. When women lead with clarity and firmness, we're often read as aggressive. Yet, when we lead with warmth and care, our professionalism is questioned. Perhaps you can relate to this as well. If you lead with clarity and firmness, you are labeled as aggressive. You are labeled as bossy or being a witch, with the B word. If you lead with warmth and professionalism, you get labeled too soft and your authority is questioned. Can you effectively lead your team and the organization? This is called a double standard. And you are constantly checking your tone. You are constantly self-monitoring. You are running every thought through your mental filter to make sure your words land perfectly, that they don't land too hard, they don't land too soft. This tension between being authentic and fitting into a mold that wasn't designed for you can be exhausting. Now your body is reacting because of the constant overthinking. It is triggering the adrenaline loop. Your nervous system believes that you are in danger, so it shifts into survival mode. When you are in survival mode, that part of your brain is responsible and it will chime in and impact your clean, clear, strategic thinking. And your brain shuts down. Yes, it shuts down. And your nervous system turns on, and it turns on overload. With the pressure of you suppressing who you really are and forcing yourself into a space that was never designed for you. You don't have to have a safe space, but your mind is saying, I need to be in a safe space, right? And that's why you are stammering. That's why you are stuttering. That's why you are freezing and are overthinking everything that comes out of your mouth. You are physically and mentally exhausted from the chronic stress, which diminishes your ability to actively listen to those who you interact with. It also increases the likelihood of you misinterpreting what others are saying, or they are misinterpreting what you are saying because you cannot communicate clearly. Again, this is not about competence, but it's about the capacity of how much that you can handle. And then there is the hindrance towards clarity and you being persuasive in your communication. Your strategic voice is gone or diminishing. All of this falls under the category of what I call the glitch. This is why it takes you 30 minutes to complete a task when at one time it literally took you 5 to 10 minutes. This is why your inbox feels like it is an overload because you have a multitude of emails that you just can't get to. Your team is constantly coming to you, asking you, what did you say? What did you mean? I didn't understand. I couldn't comprehend exactly what you have given us to do. This only adds to the stress. This is why when you get 8 hours of sleep, but when you wake up, you feel like you just ran the Boston Marathon. Yes, your body is somewhat resting, but your brain, it stays on. It probably stays in a place of either flight, freeze, or fawn, simply because your mind and body are in danger mode, or at least it perceives to be in danger mode. Let's dive a little deeper, okay? Here's a secret insight of another female leader. The constant self-monitoring is invisible labor that I am not getting paid for, but I am paying for. And it is absolutely pulling all of my energy away. And I can't be strategic and impactful in the way with my team and for the company. Let's be honest, your mental capacity is being spent on running in your head the tone of your voice, how you are going to be perceived by your peers and your team before you even open your mouth, right? My personal story, let me share it. My last position as a vice president in a nonprofit organization, I had to attend board meetings and report to the board my part and my responsibility in my vice president role for 2 separate departments. Once a month, I would dread these meetings because I always felt underprepared, although I really did prepare faithfully and strategically for the meeting. I never knew what the chairwoman of the board was going to ask. I felt like I was being attacked because the questions seemingly did not have nothing to do with my monthly presentation. Like me, you may find yourself stuck in a state of fight, flight, freeze, or fawn, and your body is literally shutting down, which is impacting your strategic voice. Another woman put it bluntly to me, and it was interesting. She said, these jobs aren't worth the stress That kind of stress is deadly. And you know what? She is so right. It is deadly. It can really take you out if you do not know how to move forward and put yourself in a place of safety. Even though some of the environments, let's be real, they are maybe not be psychologically safe. How do you handle that? If you were like me, I really liked my last job. I adored the team that I had. They worked faithfully and tirelessly to serve the customers that we had. And I really enjoyed my career. Hmm. What are you going to do about the glitch, about the stuttering, about the stammering, the overthinking, and or the freezing up? You have to fix your body's stress response to restore your strategic voice. You must learn the exact physical resets in your nervous system and in your mind that is required to turn off your mind when you need to rest at night and stop the adrenaline loop to keep you on a high and alert constantly. And you must get back commanding your leadership presence as the senior leader, as the executive leader, as the high achieving woman that you are. Here are some harsh facts. You cannot fix your nervous system. You cannot fix your nervous system with a new time management app. It just doesn't work that way. You cannot fix your nervous system by putting blocks of time on your calendar and like, okay, this is going to be better. I'll be better. I just got to fix my time better. I got to monitor my time better. You cannot fix the glitch by taking a weekend spa day of self-care and return back to work on Monday expecting that weekend reset to do the trick. It doesn't work. You can't fix what has been long term over 2 or 3 days. It doesn't work that way. I really wish it would, but it doesn't. Especially when you are checking your email on Saturday at 2 a.m. or Sunday night at 1 a.m. The work is overloading, and you cannot work or outsmart a system that wasn't designed with you in mind. You cannot think your way out of burnout and stress. That is not a strategy because remember, your mind is already on overload. You must learn to regulate your nervous system in high stakes environments so you can command the room and restore your strategic voice. Hey, if you are tired of spending your days and weekends exhausted because your adrenaline will not shut off, perhaps you are yelling at your team because they are not meeting the project deadlines or maintaining the budget. Maybe even you're taking the stress home and you're snapping at your family and friends. It is time for a strategy. Again, not something that you can just block out on a weekend, not something that you can buy a time management app for, but you need a real map, a sustainable strategy. Not only do you achieve the strategy, but you maintain it. Now I know you're thinking, Karlyn, my workload is already overwhelming. I cannot put not one more thing on my plate. And I get it. But if you remain always on, activated in your nervous system, it's all crushing you right now. And I assure you, it will not get better. You really need a sustainable strategy for long term health and recovery and sustainability. Whether you are a corporate executive, a nonprofit director, or an entrepreneur, it is time to consider the consequences of always being on, always checking around the room before you even enter it to know what the temperature is like before you even open your mouth. Always adjusting because if you say this, they're going to think that. If they say that, then I need to respond this way because I don't want to come across intimidating because, again, I may be called the witch. Or if I'm too relaxed, then they think that I am not capable or competent. And always correcting and always apologizing for what you are sharing with your team or the board of directors or your peers or even your clients and sponsors. This is all the quiet crack, and your body is telling you that your current leadership style is not serving you. It is unsustainable, and you are losing your strategic voice. And the consequences of this are dire. So I'm going to start with the least impactful consequence of not dealing with the quiet crack. Number 3, the loss of your influence. Your leadership presence is diminishing, and the ability to command a room is becoming a joke among your peers and your team. When it begins to manifest in your talk, in your voice, in your presence, believe me, other people are paying attention, and that is impacting you as a leader. Number 2, you've hit a plateau. Your career has hit a wall, or the ceiling, if you will. Where you are now no longer helps you to be promotable to the next level. If you are in corporate America, you may have not achieved the success of the C-suite. Or maybe you are your own business in a nonprofit, and you are losing customers and sponsors. That next level of leadership is diminishing. Your customers stop buying and your sponsors stop giving. The final consequence is really something I really want you to tap into right now. I call it the exodus. Your job is terminated, or you have to voluntarily resign due to chronic illness. You may even have to close your business or your nonprofit because you cannot keep clients or sponsors. You cannot endure all of the stress that is on you to take you to the next level. Instead, you are decreasing, and that is not healthy. Here is the LeadHerSuite coaching question for the week. Chime in. I want you to think about this. Is your strategic voice impactful as a leader? Are you being impactful about your words? Are you being influential as a leader by the things that you say? You see, your voice can be about talking and making people understand, but there's no strategy in that. Anyone can speak. When you have a strategic voice, your words bring about and ensure mutual understanding. You understand what you are sharing with your team and your peers and the board, and they understand as well. And a strategic voice connects with others, not just saying something and expecting others to hear, but you're really positioning yourself to connect. This is really important. Listen, I want to serve you in a capacity that brings healing and empowerment. I'm not talking about another leadership coaching program. We've had plenty of programs and they are flooding the marketplace. I am not talking about another training. If you are an executive leader, you have been in multitudes of training, including effective communication and how to listen more effectively. I am actually not talking about 10 steps to regulating your nervous system rest seminar with breathing exercises and yoga poses. No, I'm not mentioning any of those things Because guess what? You probably have tried them and they didn't work, or something close to it, and you're still stammering and stuttering. You're freezing up. You're not being effective in your communication, and your strategic voice is continually diminishing. I am, however, talking about a real, sustainable, transformational experience. Yes, it's an experience where you embrace redefining success, not based upon what corporate America, nonprofit, entrepreneurship says success is. You truly define success is beyond your career, beyond your business, beyond your nonprofit. I'm also talking about establishing non negotiable boundaries. Yes, we need to put boundaries in place. That's so important. To make room for your family, for your friends, and more importantly, for you, so that you can learn how to reset and move forward. I'm also talking about ingesting a tangible state of rest, so that when you lay your head down on the pillow at night, you are really resting and your mind and your body are turned off. Shifting from a place of doing to being is about embracing femininity leadership. That is what and how I serve women. Shifting from doing to being. I am holding a space on my private calendar this week for 10 women. These sessions are designed for women leaders who are ready to stop managing all of the always on, always checking, always adjusting, always correcting, and ready for real alignment. That's really important. Together, we will explore where your strategic voice, your mental state, and your physical energy are lacking. And together, we can build guardrails to protect them. And not only protect, but sustain. That's really what it is about, sustaining, so that you can be the amazing leader that you always want to be and can be, and even more. So if you are interested, and this may not be an opportunity for everyone, DM me the word alignment on this platform. I will personally reply and share the next steps. I don't want you to spend another day, another week, or even another month in a meeting with your team, with your peers, or in a boardroom with the glitch, the stuttering, the stammering, the overthinking, and the freezing up. I'm losing my strategic voice because your mind and your body won't shut off. If you don't remember anything else that I have said today, I want you to chime into this one specific thing. Just this one thing. God did not call you to be a leader so that you could be a burnt out shell of a woman, right? Let me repeat that because it is worth repeating for those in the balcony and in the back. God did not call you to be a leader so that you could be a burnt out shell of a woman. You are called to great things, and it is time for you to step up and embrace all that is for you. So again, send me a DM with the word alignment, and I will welcome an opportunity to share with you a real sustainable strategy moving from doing to being. Hey, I am Karlyn D. Henderson, high achieving executive women hire me, breaking free from self-monitoring, burnout, and broken beliefs, all the while moving towards sustainable femininity leadership. And until next time, take care.